Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of Minecraft Invasion. So today, we're gonna make a metal press and get our basic gear going. We need to make a basic gear so that we can actually make a gear mold like so. So we need steel and some iron. So I went out, got some more iron. I swear to God, I just need to get more iron. It seems like I need to make a dedicated adventure of going out and getting as much freaking iron as humanly possible. But c'est la vie. So currently, I have bullet mold set for this one over here, if it lets me here. And I don't think I'm ever going to use that. So I think I'm just going to put that for gears instead and have a little war with them. So let's throw this away, and I think I'm going to want to make another basic gear just so I can put it in here. Now, apparently every single gear requires 4 ingots at the same time in order to be created, which is gonna start to get very difficult once we actually look at making the precision assembly. Now, I think I have... do I have power set here? Gonna look here. So I have power here, and I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is make some more energy conduits, obviously. Energy conduits. Is there a less expensive energy conduit? How I mean by that is this energy conduit requires conductive iron, and I'm kind of not very good with iron right now, so I'm thinking maybe making energetic alloy is a good idea because I don't actually need to use all this gold, at least currently. So it might be a good idea to put some sort of energy box right like right here. Take one of these things over here. Which one is this? I think this one will be the best. So we'll take the vibrant capacitor bank and bring it here so that it can act as kind of like a, not really a storage unit, but more of a stopgap. So let us see what we can do. First, we're actually going to need to make our stuff. So we'll throw this here, and we'll also throw this in here so it can get processed using the best methods known to horse kind. I don't want to make glue. Please don't make glue. And then we'll just slowly get that. So I want to get my foot in the door as far as all of these new quests go. I'm going to need to put an energy conduit right there. So there's a lot of quests that are required for me to go to space. I need a precision assembler. Probably going to need power input plug, a bunch of other stuff. Precision assembler is from which mod? So the precision assembler is from advanced rocketry, and I think there was something in here that allows me to build things using a blueprint. I used it in order to make the sawmill that I have down there. Also, let us do this because we no longer need all of that there. Probably don't even need this here though. Also, and yes, I do know now that I can put basic genes inside of here to increase it. However, it seems for some reason this isn't getting energy. I gotta figure out why that is. It might be cut off, or the throughput has reached a maximum for the capacitor bank down here. What I mean by that is the conduit can only accept so much energy. That might be, well, one reason why I might want to move completely to the energetic alloy type of conduit, but we'll honestly see once we actually get everything going. So let's get this here. And this has a lot better throughput than the other stuff. So we're going to want to think about improving all of our infrastructure. That said, I might not need to do so because there's only so much stuff left to do. Therefore, well, anyways, let's stop stalling. So, I made 2 new floors. This one is not completed yet, but I have this floor here. And the advantage is that I can just simply hook up all of this stuff here, like so. and then I will hide all of the bad bits behind some nice little facades. I think I just ran out of facades though, so I'll have to add those at a later point, but basically it should be simple enough to expand my infrastructure this way. So let's see what we actually need to do to make the precision assembler. I still need to find that device that lets me pre-make all the stuff, or at least look at what I need. I think I'll need a machine structure anyways, because that's part of the mod. Ah yes, here we go, the hollow projector. So that is not what I wanted. Precision assembler. We'll get that out of the way since we don't need it, and if we place this here, the precision assembler requires 2 engines, it seems, and also power input, fluid output, fluid input, precision assembler is there, machine structure, or output hatch. Actually, I can use machine structures instead of the output hatches for a bunch of stuff. So let's actually get all this stuff situated. First, we're going to actually need to make the bloody thing. So precision assembler. The precision assembler requires a bunch of stuff, one of which is the steel gear that we need. So we'll get 4 steel and throw it in our gearbox, and let's watch to make sure that it's actually going where we need. Hopefully. Hello? Did you make gear? Okay, it's going here. Why are you not outputting here? I should be able to just go, like, for instance, that. And it puts all the stuff here. Okay, so for some reason the hopper no longer... Okay, let me repeat that, or rather restart from the beginning. The hopper doesn't seem to be able to work for this particular configuration. So what I think I'm going to need to do is as follows. Let's get a conveyor. What's happening is the hopper's trying to input into this metal press system. The reason it's not working is because this metal press requires at minimum 4 items for it to be able to accept, well, any of the items. So we're actually going to need to get a second conveyor because I need 2 conveyors without moving too much stuff around. So in order to facilitate this, I need to take this hopper and rotate it so that we have, well, not rotate the hopper, but we basically need the... Yeah, let's try to do this first. Do I have a hammer? I need to get a hammer. Get me out of here, of all places. Man, I need a better form of locomotion than that. Hammer. This might not work either, so we might want to just deconstruct a bit of stuff. Yeah, I don't think this is going to bring it the direction that we need. So let's take this hopper and instead connect it over here. We'll take that because we'll need that, and we also have these conduits here that need to be edited. So this conduit here currently has this item conduit, and it's set to cyan right now. So instead, we're going to need to take that, put the hopper instead here, and set this up so that it's insert, once again, cyan. So now this should work. In order to test this, we'll try to get a throwaway gear. Something that I might need later, but of a metal that I'm not going to need much of. So we'll get 4 copper, throw it in here, and it should dunk all of those 4 ingots onto that conveyor. Did it work? Don't think it worked. What? Why do you take so... Okay. So the ingots are there, right, for the picking. Is there no copper gear? I think there's no copper gear. I think that's why that particular thing isn't working. Let's see. Gear. There's bronze gear, and there's copper nickel, titanium alloy, basic gear. I'm probably going to need another steel gear in the near future, so let's get a steel. Well, let's get a steel, and we're also going to need a bunch of our iron because we are going to need to make more steel. This is going along swimmingly, and we'll just throw this here. And now it's going in. Before it wasn't working, now it is working, so I am happy with how that is turning out. Okay, so let's actually make the precision assembler, shall we? Precision assembler requires the gear. We also need a dropper and a furnace. We're missing all 5 of those components, so dropper is going to just require that. That's easy enough to make. Redstone repeater, it's going to need 2 of these in order to make the repeater parts, so let's look at this in the interim. We're going to need an iron plate and a bunch of gold dust for that. We're going to need copper dust for that, as well as another iron plate. And we don't need an iron plate for that, so we need to get 2 iron here. We're also going to need to take copper and gold and grind that up. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Apparently we are starting to get out of gold. This will slowly replenish our supply. I'm not too worried about that. We have enough gold to spare in the interim. Advanced motors. Is that the only motor that I have? At least we have one for later, just in case. Anyways, moving onwards. So we need to grind up some of the gold and some of the copper. So let's... Oh, we already have the gold grit. That's good. So that will be a quick enough thing for me to do. In the meantime, let's make this repeater, so I don't have to use a bad joke. And we also need to make the plates. So that'll take a second. Let's get our copper. I need to remember how long I need to actually go down for a change. It'd be nice, but whatever. And there we go. How much energy do we have? Not much energy because it's actually being used for some of the applications. Maybe I should put this as a one-way thing. Might be a good idea to make this a one-way thing. At least temporarily. So energy, insert only. Always active. And that will basically be all I need to do as far as that is concerned. Speaking about concerns, let us make this. So 1 chipset, another circuit board, so item I/O circuit board and control circuit board. And now we need to make the user interface. We're missing a lime die, so let's make that. Give it a second. There we go. Now I think we got all we need, and we have a precision assembler. So let us get our holo projector going. The holo projector states that it's going to require 3 deep and 4 wide. So this should be sufficient. Gonna need to place it here instead. Is that all the blocks? Let's make sure. Yeah, that is all the blocks. So we'll put it all over here instead, and that should be good. Now we need to actually place all the stuff, so that's where this comes in. So we got the precision thing there. Let's look at our quest book because we need copper coils. And we need, as we can see here, we need 2 copper coils. So, copper coil. 1, 2. I wish I didn't shift click. Now that's going to require a lot from the vat. Copper coil, check. And boom, boom, boom. Only have to right click the block. We got output hatch and input hatch. That's good. So let's see, output hatch, input hatch. So output hatch and input hatch can go here. Actually, it basically is configure how you need it. How are we going to need this? We're going to need a power plug. So let's get a plug ready. So power input plug requires the small batteries, which is unfortunate, and we need more machine structures. Do we? How many machine structures do we have? None there. And I only had that one available to me in my inventory. And obviously there's nothing here. But what is here is a lot of ender pearls, as well as an ender lily seed, which I am happy about. Nothing seedy about this whatsoever. I deserve that. Okay, so we're going to need to make more of those, so that's going to require us to get a bit of iron processed. Let us just throw 4 of those in there, 4 of those in there. That'll be sufficient for all the stuff that we need. We also need small batteries, which is going to need the tin. So tin plates, which one's the tin? Zinc, nickel, aluminum, tin. Oops. That should be enough. Let's actually put it in the correct place. That would be lovely, thank you. Okay, we are missing an iron plate, so let us get the iron plate, please. There we go. Now we have a lot of machine structure blocks. Now apparently I can substitute these blocks for the machine structure blocks. Let's just, machine structure. So we're going to need power. We might need fluid input and output. So power I'm going to put here. We'll put fluid input and output here. That means the rest of this stuff I don't need any of. We do need motors though. That is something that we need. We might as well put these on, honestly. There's no point not having those since they are free. Now we can actually make the power input plugs. So we need small batteries as well as this, and that makes us an input plug, which is easy enough. Let's connect this energy-wise, and then this should be good to go. Well, should be. We do need motors. I don't know if these motors need to be the same tier. Let's check the motors. Oh god. So regular motor just requires a lot of copper. This requires steel and gold. This requires titanium and aluminum. This requires iridium and titanium. I don't have that stuff, and that's not good. So let's just go with the cheap stuff here. Okay, we need LV wires, don't we? So let's put another one of those. Essentially, I'm not going to be able to make the more advanced motors, so I'm just going to go with what I can make instead. So we got that. We need some more copper. So we got the copper rods, which is a godsend. Thank goodness let's make another copper rod, just in case. We'll make another copper rod. We'll make some more of these things. And I think we have enough copper wire, but let's do that just in case. There's no point not doing it because this is a rather simple enough process to do. Okay, that's going, that's going. Are the rods going? Yeah, the rods must have already went. Okay, that's good, that's good. Copper plates are starting to come in, so let's make this. So we got a motor, and we're going to try to apply this motor as well in order to do all that we need. So let's place motor, motor. We'll see a trend. Right click. Okay, obviously that is not working, so maybe it requires a particular orientation. We'll try that. If it doesn't, we'll try 2 of the same motors. Okay, might need 2 of the same motors, so let's get some motors. We'll make this again, which needs these, which needs these, which needs these. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll clear all that stuff. Said clear all that stuff. Thank you. What was this recipe? There? Okay. Iron. Iron there. Copper. We got all that. And now we got another motor. If this doesn't work, I'm gonna deconstruct it and see where we need to go from here. Bam! Okay, that is incorrect. So what is the issue here? Shift right click, shift scroll, moves cross section. So oh! Okay, that needs glass, that needs machine structures. Are there anything inside? Okay, so there's a lot more than meets the eye on this. I actually need to get more machine structure blocks, so I think I need to actually craft more, since I definitely don't have that. So let's see, machine structure blocks. We got this. Gonna need to make more iron things, so let's make some more iron things. So we need plates as well as rods. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I guess 1, 2, that'll be enough. Let's place these down. So boom, 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 boom. Obviously I'm going to need more, that's why I'm creating all that other stuff. So machine structure blocks, let's check the recipe. Again, just so I can load it into here, machine structure block. Ooh, that's gonna be fun. Hope I don't need that anytime soon. Probably will, whatever. Glass, I think I'm just gonna have just enough for everything. So, up we go. Let's do that instead. And we just need that there. So now we got glass, machine structure, blah blah blah. Let's move that back up. I'm pretty sure that doesn't need glass. Hope it doesn't. And then it's just glass here and here. And there we go. Now we have the precision assembler. We might have been able to place this motor then. Let's do that. So we got that. Let's break this, break this, break this. Gonna need some more glass. Do we have more glass? Of course we don't. I didn't take out more because I didn't think I'd need more. And then I take out only a single piece of glass. That is lovely way. That is lots of forethought being had at this point in time, and I love you for it. There we go, and error! Yay, okay, so that works. We got some speed, and now we need to actually figure out what we need to do with this thing. So, you got that quest. Now we need for preparing for takeoff. We need a rocket monitoring station. Need for the upcoming launch pad, use this machine to monitor the progress of rockets before and after launch. So we need rocket monitoring station. We got creeper-sile and creeper-sile bazookoid. Bazookoid, that's weird. So rocket monitoring station. Let's check. I need to make an optical sensor, and that doesn't require the thing here. That's weird. You would think that something like that. Anyways, gold plate. We'll just need to plate that up. That is good. I think we have enough platelets for all that. I heard lasers. Didn't hear lasers. And that actually took out a considerable amount of RF, huh? Considering it was at 5 million RF, and now it's at 4.8. It's still gonna last an inordinate amount of time, but still interesting. Why did you do that way? That's weird. Okay, so let's actually buckle up and do the stuff that we need to do to make this thing. We need copper rods, so we'll once again need copper. Probably just need a bunch of this. Let's just throw all that in there. Who knows where everything will go? So optical sensor, doesn't seem like we need to do anything else in order to make that. And now we need the battery, which thankfully we managed to have all this stuff. I'm actually surprised we did. Didn't think I was that prepared. Copper. Thank you. Go on your merry way. I am going to need you very, very soon, so if you don't mind, thanks. You're such a dear. Fun. Okay, so you got this. I'm not sure what exactly I'm gonna do with it, but we shall find out. Let's throw that in there. Don't need that for now. I'll throw this away. Don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that, and must have got that very recently. Okay, so let's go somewhere where I don't care about. Oh. This fires a little faster than I thought. Did that even do anything? Okay. That works. Okay, now it actually blows stuff up. That's weird. For some reason it didn't look like it was blowing stuff up before. But I guess that was because I was too far away. Anyways, we'll take that for a rainy day, just in case. You never know when you'll need something like that in your pocket. Back pocket. We'll go with that. Let's get back up. What other quests are there for me to do? Actually, it might be a good idea to look at what this does. So place this down, and that's obviously very helpful. So I do not know how to use this, but I imagine that I will learn how to use this once I actually go through the quests. Like all this stuff. So chemical reactions, filler up, and breaking down H2O. You're going to need to make a system to create rocket fuel. So the electrolyzer can separate hydrogen and oxygen, which are needed for the chemical reactor machine. You also need this fueling station, necessary to fuel your rockets on the launch pad, very helpful. Chemical reactions, takes hydrogen and oxygen, and it creates rocket fuel. Okay. So I am probably going to need a fluid input-output on that other thing. But electrolyzer, let's look at what the electrolyzer requires to be created. So that's actually good. Only 10 seconds, copper, silicon plate, redstone, that's a lot easier to make than the other thing. This requires lapis and silicon plates. Silicon plates requires just a silicon ingot, which I imagine no, silicon dust is one thing. Is there anything else I can do to make silicon dust? I need to sag mill silicon to make silicon dust. And then, wow, okay, how do we make silicon in a non-retarded way? In order to do that, we can do, wow, that is high risk, high reward. We can also sag mill clay to get it, redstone ore, or regular sand. And I think, did I have silicon burning at this point? Anyways, I do have the ability to do all of that. We'll just sag some of this. It's a sag story. Oh my god, that was a horrible way. I don't know how you can get all that comedic timing all at once. So we are going to need to process this in order to get those silicon plates. That's not too bad at all. It's actually a relatively easy process. We also need basic circuits, which requires me to make basic circuit plates and the cutting machine. So we actually have a use other than cutting our logs for that. We need silicon wafers, gold, and redstone to make a basic circuit plate. Silicon wafers require a silicon boule and a cutting machine, and the silicon boule requires a crystallizer. Okay, that is very nice. So the reason why it requires a nugget. In regular, this is actually my area of expertise. In regular creation of silicon wafers, you need to have a silicon crystal with a particular orientation. You rotate the crystal so that you end up with the crystal orientation of silicon that you eventually want from your circuits. Then you have this big vat of molten silicon. Let me just look at this in the meantime. You have a big vat of molten silicon that you then process by dipping in that single seed crystal, the silicon nugget in this case, and then using it and then slowly pulling out the silicon crystal. And behind it you'll get a slowly solidifying single crystal of silicon out of the entire process. And all of it has the same wafer orientation, especially when you cut it up, because that is how silicon goes. Now I'm going to actually need to look at back what I need. So silicon wafers, the whole reason that I needed it was because of the silicon plate, which requires a melt press. So we'll just throw those in there. So it looks like I am on my way in order to make all the stuff that I need. This crystallizer is going to be one of the things that I need to make. It looks like it's going to require a big machine as well. If we place this here and go up a bit, we need quartz crucibles on top of the... Okay, so quartz crucibles require nether quartz, okay, and a lot of freaking iron. So I think what I'm gonna need to do in between episodes, since my iron production is pretty lackluster, I'm going to need to go out and get a lot of iron from the world. Probably in the interim, however, I'm going to want to actually look at this and see why it's not actually receiving the appropriate amount of energy. But other than that, I think we are going to do well. Hey, can I have my overclocker, please? Thanks. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of Minecraft Invasion. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. We'll just do this, thank you. WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day. And I need a bit more energy as well. Great.